kicks off at a busy construction site where Leon is hard at work. There are a ton of workers hassling alongside him. Actually, they all work for the Garcia Group, and this group is run by a sharp lady named Carla and her partner Joey. These two are a couple, and these two are Leon's pals, and Leon chats with them all the time. Meet Jenny, the daughter of Joey, and Carla. She works here in this company. She handles the job of managing accounts. She wraps up her work early and tells her father, "I want to hit a party today." So her father Joey can't say no and tells his daughter, "Just be careful out there." Suddenly, some rough-looking guys show up at this construction site, grab a worker and start giving him a hard time. Leon catches all this. He steps up to save that worker, and the guys who were hassling him, Leon sends them running with fierce pushback. That's why they bolt from here, and that worker's life is safe. Then Jenny swings by to see Leon bringing food for her and says, "Wow, you really work a ton." And she hands over the food and takes off from here. After the work day, and he heads to his daughter Mary from here, and we discover he's living a simple, everyday life with his daughter. Because his wife is no longer with us, Leon takes his daughter to a special spot and surprises his daughter with a photo of her mother. Mary misses her mom a whole lot, so Leon says he missed her a ton too. So far, we see Jenny chilling in a car. She sneaks into a club using a fake ID. She's with her friends, and tonight she's ready to have the time of her life. She parties hard here too. She has so much fun here that she starts feeling woozy. When she is in the bathroom, some strangers show up there. They snatch Jenny and toss her in a van and speed up from here. The next morning, when Leon rolls into work, he sees Joey and Carla crying their eyes out. They say, "Our daughter Jenny's been gone since Friday. We don't know who's got her. Even the police aren't doing things. That's why we're begging you to help us, because you have tackled stuff like this before." Leon says, "I don't mess with that anymore. I have walked away from that life." They try to offer money to Leon, but Leon shuts it down. "No way, as a friend, I will absolutely steps up for you both." And he gears up to take this on. Leon heads out from the bar in the morning, the same bar where Jenny went to party with her crew. Leon peeks inside and spots the bartender there. He is peddling shady stuff to people for cash. That's why Leon slaps a tracker on his car, and when this bartender heads home at night, Leon tails this car using that tracker. This bartender pulls up to his house, and Leon rolls in right behind, and we find out this bartender's name is Johnny. Leon slips into his house and faces off with this bartender with a nonsense vibe, and says, "A girl's gone missing, and I need info about her. She was at your bar." So Johnny starts saying, "A ton of girls hit my bar. I don't know what you're getting at." So Leon figures he's not going to talk easy. That's why Leon drags him to the bathroom and starts pushing him hard for answer. There, poor Johnny starts squirming. When John's squirming, he spills to Leon. Right there, the people who grabbed that girl are seriously bad news. Then two more guys barge in here, and Johnny starts hollering at them. Leon pulls Johnny in front of him and swings the door open, and these two guys accidentally takes Johnny out in the mess, and Johnny's out of the game. And Leon handles these two guys too. Later, Leon finds out these two are tied to the Christians. That means trouble's brewing. That's why he grabs some cash from here and takes off, but another guy shows up here in the morning. He's a Christian guy too. Actually, he's here to pick up money from Johnny, but he sees Johnny's been taken out, and my two guys who came to grab cash have been dealt with too. Leon's parked in the car outside the house, and he's watching all this unfold. He realizes this blown up big time. Then his daughter Mary's call comes through. She says, "I'm at school. When will you come get me?" So Leon says, "Hang tight there. I'll swing by real soon." And when this guy named Demi peels out in his car, then Leon tails his car. Demi pulls up to some spot, and Leon follows his car and gets there too. And he's hiding in the bushes with a camera. Demi and his crew start scoping things out. Demi's looking super on edge. There's a girl here who tries to get cozy with him, but Demi brushes her off. That's why that girl grabs the car and bails from here. And seeing his chance, Leon sneaks into the house and catches this guy named Demi off guard and ties him to a chair. Demi starts mouthing off. You don't know who you're messing with. You don't even know me. But Leon couldn't care less about that. Leon grills this guy a few times and says, you were rude to that woman too. So this guy snaps, that's my wife. Leon pulls cash from his wallet and tosses it around here and says, I snagged your money. Leon flashes this guy the phone and says, I'm hunting for this girl. Tell me where she's at. So Dummy starts taunting. Maybe you're not really after this girl. Leon fire back. I'm doing all this for this girl. I want her home safe. But Demi won't spill a thing about this girl. That's why Leon presses this guy hard for answer, which knocks this guy out cold. The next morning, a guy named Kolsnik storms into this house. He's a Russian dude. He's found out one of his crew been taken out here, and the one who did it is some American guy. That's why Kolsnik gets furious, and he tells his people track down this American guy and drag him to me. Meanwhile, we cut to Jenny. She's tied up in some spot. A woman brings food for her. Jenny pleads with her, you've got this wrong. I'm from a regular family. But that woman snaps, eat your food and hush. We know exactly who you are, and if you try anything slick, we can make things rough for you. Leon dials up one of his buddies. This guy works with the police and asks him, fill me in on a guy named Kolsnik. At first his friend pushes back. Why are you digging into this mess? But after Leon keeps at it, he caves and says he's a Russian mafia big shot, runs a bunch of shady stuff on the down low. Leon's got a load of info now. That's why he heads into a bar from here, where he grabs a quick drink here through CCTV footage. They spot that Leon's got some gear and cash. That's why a guy gets sent over to Leon. Leon says, I'm here to pick up some stuff. But this guy thinks Leon might be a cop. That's why Leon gets hauled to the bar's owner. The owner of the bar says, you here sniffing around for someone or something else? Leon says, I just came here this. The owner of the bar says, put that gear you've got on the table. But Leon doesn't budge. That's why this guy's crew jumps Leon. But Leon's tough as nails. He takes on these guys big time and sends them all packing. When he's about to finish one off, the owner of the bar steps in. This crew guy starts saying, maybe you're not a cop after all. Leon says, I'm here for some blue glass. That stuff you've got that you deal out. I've got plenty of buyers, and I'll keep grabbing stuff from you nonstop. So this two strike a deal, and this crew guy hands some blue crystals. That's the shady goods. Leon hops in car and peels out from here, but he doesn't mess with this blue crystal. He pulls over somewhere and chucks it into a grimy drain, because Leon got a bigger plan. On the flip side, Viper and Nina clock these two. They stuff Jenny into a suitcase and haul her to a guy. This guy's name is Simon. When Simon starts cracking open the suitcase, then Jenny lashes out at him. That's why Simon tells Viper and Nina, man, she's a real handful. Meanwhile, the crew guy's phone rings Leon up, and he starts asking Leon, you move my stuff yet? So Leon says, yep. Leon's angling for a bigger score. So this crew guy says, I've got a boss, I can hook you up with him. Leon's all over this because he knew he'd eventually get the mafia's top dog, and he rolls up to meet this guy. He's a tall dude and calls himself Demi's brother. The same Demi Leon took out earlier. They check Leon's ID here. Leon says, I want to cut a deal with you and team up with you. Now this tall guy, he buys Leon's story and hands him the blue crystal and says, go make my business boom. Leon ducks into the bathroom and flashes all the blue crystals down. Leon's back here now. Jenny's staring at a selfie, and she snapped with her friend. Leon takes a look at the selfie too. And this selfie, some guy's face keeps popping up over and over. The guy eyeing Jenny. That's why Leon figures out this is the dude who knobs Jenny. That's why he digs up this guy's location. It's a salon, and he rolls up to the same spot. But the crew there clocks that this is the same guy who showed up here. That's why the crew starts tailing Leon. Leon peels out on a bike. These crew guys try to stop Leon. Plus, these crew guys know too. that this guy took out a dude named Demi. Now Leon's tearing away on the bike, and the crew's hot on his tail. Then the cops roll in here. Leon thinks, I'm in the clear. But we find out these cops, they're in with the crew. That's why the crew swoops in here. They grab Leon and toss him in their car and take off. Leon snaps to on the ride. He realizes if he hits their hideout, they could rough him up bad. That's why he starts scrapping with these crew guys in the car. These crew guys want to stop Leon too, but Leon snags their gear. The driver takes a hit here. That's why the car spins out of control. Leon grabs their gear and takes out these crew guys and hops out of this car and shoves this car into the canal. Now the guy named Kolsnik, he finds out his two guys have been taken out. They were like sons to him. And this is that guy's doing. Do something and track that Kwai down, he orders. Meanwhile, Viper and Nina spot these two. They head to this long-haired guy, and we learn these two snatches girls and sell those girls to this guy. This long-haired guy starts saying, that girl you brought last time, you messed up the whole face. So this time bring any girl, her face better be flawless. And he gives these two a stern warning and cuts them loose. That's why Viper and Nina are shaking. Then Kolsnik hit this bar with his crew. Kolsnik meets the long-haired guy here. And we found out their family. Kolsnik says, some guy took out your dad, and he flashes the guy's picture. It's Leon's face. Seeing this picture, the long-haired guy freaks. He hid my bar and even cut a deal with me. Kolsnik warns, steer clear of this guy, he's out to get you. And hearing all this, he's even more spooked. He's the one who took out your dad, Leon's dad, who lives by himself. Russian crew rolls up to him and grabs him. Leon's bringing his daughter from school. His daughter Mary starts saying, I've sent a bunch of messages to Grandpa, but he's not hitting me back. That's why Leon figures out his dad's in danger. He checks his dad's location and races to that spot. There's a fire raging in this house. He tells his daughter stay in the car and dashes inside the house, where he scoops up his dad and gets him outside. His dad starts saying, there were Russian guys who came to mess with me. They were really after you. They kept asking about you. They spooked me and bailed. That's why Leon realizes here now those Russian guys could hurt my family. That's why he takes his daughter to his buddy who lives out in the jungle. His buddy says, that girl you're chasing, you find her yet? But Leon says, I'll track her down, Suze, just keep my daughter safe somehow. He also says, I'll need some gear. So his buddy hands over gear to Leon. Leon starts heading out from here. So his daughter says, can I tag along? So her dad Leon says, nope, you stay put here. I'll bring that girl back quick. Till then you hang here and wait for me. Then we cut to Jenny. She's locked up inside a car and getting moved to some other spot from here. Viper and Nina are hauling her. But Jenny fights back at both of them on the way and somehow bolts from inside the car. Viper and Nina chased this girl for ages. But Jenny doesn't get nabbed by either of them. And she runs and makes it to the other side, where a cop car pulls up out front. The cops say, you're safe now. But we find out these cops are the same ones who are tight with that crew, and they grab Jenny and hand her back to Viper and Nina. Meanwhile, Simon calls Viper. Simon says, a guy named Demi hit me up. He's got long hair, and he wants this girl. You still got that girl? So Viper says, yeah, we've still got her. Simon says he shelled out big cash, so keep this girl safe. Meanwhile, we see that long-haired guy, he's messing with shady stuff at some spot. His crew is hanging around too, and Leon rolls up here. As soon as he gets here, he starts taking out these crew guys one by one. First, he handles these guys with quiet moves, so there's no racket. Then he pulls out a silent tool and takes out these crew guys and gets up close to this long-haired guy and shows him a picture of Jenny and says, where's this girl at? Leon spooks this guy, so this long-haired guy gets rattled and says, I'll give you this girl's address, but you've got to let me go. Leon says that's not happening. This guy panics and spills the address and says, This girl with a guy named Viper. So Leon shoves this guy into his car, and these two head to that same address. And they pull up there. Leon yanks this guy out of the car and asks him, "How do you pull this off?" So this long-haired guy explains, "There are some folk who grab girls from inside the bar, and they sell those girls to us. And then we sell those girls further. But why are you stirring up so much trouble for one girl?" So Leon says, "You got a daughter?" So this long-haired guy says, "Nah, I don't have a daughter." Leon says, "Then you wouldn't get it." And he takes out this long-haired guy. Leon starts sneaking towards this spot. Meanwhile, we see that crew guy. That crew guy figures out this Leon dude, he's double-crossed us. He's busy taking out our people. He didn't come to team up with us. That's why this crew heads out to stop Leon with his postie, and Leon slipping inside taking out crew guys. Jenny here too. Viper and Nina tie Jenny up to one spot. Then Simon gets called in and brought over. Simon starts telling Jenny, "You've got some fire in you. You fought me before, go ahead and fight me now." Meanwhile, Leon hits this club. He sets off a big distraction here. Now Simon, Viper, and Nina hear this ruckus too. They realize someone's busted into our club, and Leon starts taking out people as soon as he storms in here. There's total chaos among the crowd. But then he hops on a bike here. That crew guy rolls in with his posy too, and Leon starts scrapping with all these guys solo. He's got some gear, and he takes out each crew guys with that gear, whether he's riding the bike or anywhere else. Now that crew guy steps up here, and the showdown between these two kicks off. This crew guy asks, "What even are you?" But Leon takes this guy on hard here too, and he takes him out with a fast move. And then he grabs some gear and heads to Simon from here. He stops Simon cold, and then Nina and Viper jump these two. Leon hurts Viper over here and takes him out. Meanwhile, Jenny grabs Nina, and she stokes her with a bold hit between the legs. He somehow takes out both of them, and he sets Jenny free here. Then another car pulls up outside. A crew guy named Kolsnik rolled in. Kolsnik's crew charges in here, and as soon as he steps in, he starts trying to stop Leon. Leon tries to take out both of them, but comes up short. That's why, with the camera's help, he sets up one crew there, and he tosses a loud distraction near the other, which takes out both crew guys. He grabs Jenny on the bike and gets her out of here. But we know that crew guy named Kolsnik, that dude's still kicking. Kolsnik kills up another guy from here, tells him that girl slipped away, and that guy gotten out alive too. So that guy says the job Leon came for, he's wrapped it up and split. So don't chase him. But Kolsnik says, "He took out my guys, that's why I'm not letting this slide." And he starts yelling. Leon brings Jenny back to her place, where her folks are over the moon to have their daughter Jenny back, and they thank Leon big time. And Leon heads to his buddy from here, where he left his daughter, and his daughter's thrilled to see her dad. And he starts chilling here and eating. And with that, this movie wraps up here. Thanks for watching. If you like it, subscribe this channel.